Літературні нагороди імені Кобзаря Шевченківської фундації що 2 роки відзначають канадських авторів, у творах яких виражена українська тематика. Цього року нагороди відбулися у імпозантному бенкетному залі Пале Рояль. Кобзарська літературна премія у сумі $20 тисяч нагороджується автору, 5 тисяч видавцеві і 1,5 авторам, які номінувалися у фінальному списку.
This is the 7th annual Kobzar Literary Awards. 7 times. Що ми раз, що ми це робимо. There have been hundreds of submissions over those 7 years for the Kobzar Literary Awards. There have been 6 prior winners, and this evening is going to be very exciting. Я ще не знаю, хто виграє.
Цього року фіналістами були Ерін Мур та її книга «Капуста», Наталія Ханенко-Фрізен та її книга «Ukrainian Otherlands», книга Олександри Різен «Unearthed» та книга Богдана Кордона «No Free Men».
Thoughts of home were not far from the minds of the internees. Internment deprived them of their liberty, but removed from their families, they were also in no position to assist those left behind. In Vancouver, Constable Ricketts was called to the Powell Street residence of Katie Fedich. There, in squalid surroundings, he found a woman sobbing uncontrollably over the body of her 6-month-old child. With her father interned at Morrissey, BC, and no food or money in the home, the baby had died of starvation. In broken English, the bereaved mother attempted to communicate her fear for her remaining 4 children. With no money to bury the child, her case was referred to the Associated Charities.
We were happy in my grandmother's garden where we'd run down to the creek with its waters that spilled rivulets into the grass, though those waters were forbidden us. So we played instead between the cabbages, between the peas climbing up stretched strings, but above all between the cabbages with their huge heads eaten by insects and worms. The fragrance of the garden was always the smell of these cabbages, of my grandmother that held sun heat and the languor of those days of summer.
Just when I finished high school, my parents sent me on a tour to Ukraine. It was not a good experience. It was a very negative experience. I went with the tour, but I did not know anybody on the tour. And at that time, my father was still afraid of going back. My mother, because she had the same last name, she was also afraid of going. So they did not want to come with me. Emotionally, it was a devastating trip. I just couldn't handle it. I grew up with the idea that I was going to be the one carrying on the Ukrainian traditions, the Ukrainian heritage. When I went for those 2 weeks in Ukraine, I went there assuming that I was going as a sister, not as a Canadian, not as a capitalist, not as a Westerner. I was coming as a family. I was coming as a displaced Ukrainian, and I was returning home. And that was so naive.
The shift work paid off, and we moved into a newer, more spacious house. Mom began sending monthly parcels to the Ukraine, lipstick, hosiery, and candy, worth lots on the black market, she explained, and then the discussion was over. Our new house was quiet, no more bellowing train horns and slightly less fighting, because Mom and Father were busy in the larger yard. If they were occupied, things between them were better. Although for me, my parents' increased activities became a source of constant humiliation. I was a child of immigrants in the city, and they were farmers without their farm. I dreaded the annual delivery of a truckload of manure that Mom spread over the garden. She tilled it into the arid soil and ended each day reeking, her clothes covered in brown smudges. Sheep is the best, she lectured one day, as if I cared. The stench covered the neighborhood like an invisible cloud. No, I don't smell shit, I said to my friends as we played in the nearby park.
So Unbound is a collection of writing by 10 women, Ukrainian-Canadian women writers about their relationship to Ukraine from the position of being Ukrainian-Canadian.
Перше місце зайняла збірка есе сучасних українських канадських авторів «Unbound». Маруся Буцюрків від імені всіх авторів збірки прийняла першу нагороду.
didn't expect this. Didn't prepare a speech. Anyways, thank you so much to the Taras Shevchenko Foundation, the Kobzar Committee and Jury, and to all of you lovers of books, and supportive community. On behalf of Lindy Lendahovsky and Lisa Greco, Shiro dyakuyu. We had an email exchange just before yesterday. It was like, what if the book wins? What happens with the award? And they said that they want to donate part of the award to an LGBT organization in Kiev. And I was very moved by that.
There are some unbelievably great works that are here. I hope that Vladici and everybody can eventually see these books and actually buy them for your children, because these are Canadian authors who are doing the best work possible and are deserving of this attention.